I'm going to start with these magical sunglasses. I have no trick more after that. These magical sunglasses are here to explain the major topic of this Learn Different workshop. The idea is most companies, most schools select their employees by only using these two sunglasses. These two sunglasses refers to two types of intelligences that are the logico-mathematical, meaning you're good at mathematics, and the verbal-linguistic intelligence, meaning you're good at reading and writing. Exactly. These sunglasses refers to the IQ. It means if we classify people here using only these two intelligences, we will have a kind of people that are smart, but we avoid all these other abilities that are very, very, very useful for learning stuff. If you want to be a student at AUB or at ESA or at, I come from France, it is HEC, it is Centrale, it is Polytechnique, whatever. If you're good at these two intelligences, you will be selected. What's frightening is that those people who pass the exam truly believe they're smarter. Not all of them, of course, but if you truly believe you're smarter than the others, just because you pass this selection using these two kinds of intelligence, I think you're far from reality. Let's take an example, a very precise one, so that you can have in mind precisely the kind of intelligence we are talking about. Let's imagine we all are going to travel together. We can imagine that? No? You don't want to? Okay. This is a rational way of thinking things. People using this kind of intelligence will say, okay, we are, I don't know, 35. What is the budget we have? What are the constraints? Where do you want to go? What is the weather regarding countries? The countries, what is the weather like? What's the price? Sorry? Time is related to this one precisely, but the more often they work together. But there is strong points, strong links between time issues and rational issues. When you create a company, some people wear these sunglasses and say, can I see your business plan? There is no link with emotional aspects or creativity aspects or all the other way of thinking aspects. This is all about figures, datas, and rational aspects. This is good. I don't want to say it's not good. This is not sufficient enough to learn to have impact on learning for everyone. The second one is the verbal linguistic one. It means you are able to speak precisely. You know the words, and then you can express. The people who lack of this intelligence, the more often are violent, because there is a strong link between being able to express and being non-violent. Many people are violent because they cannot express themselves. Okay, let's go on a more positive one. Let's discover the five other intelligences that are crucial regarding education and organizations. The two first one, number smart and word smart, are the two first I've been presenting for the moment. Myself smart is the ability to know yourself and to keep calm whatever the situation. There are people in this room who will. I had no budget to have a tiger and have the tiger in the middle of the room and looking will remain calm and will panic and say whatever. This refers to emotion and saying what's your truly belief. This intelligence is, if we come back to our example of the trip together, Someone will say, I want to go to Brazil. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. I want to go there. I want to go to England. Why? I saw a movie and it sounds cool. It looks good. That's very different from this way of thinking. The first one is people smart. You have people in this room who will, at the end of the day, have, I don't know, 30 new connections. Some other will have 1. This is a major intelligence. When you recruit someone, you don't ask how many friends do you have? What's the quality? This is, I think, as important as this. The fact you're here today proves you are interested, I think, in establishing relationships and discovering new people, hearing what they've done and all that stuff. These 2 others are really cool. You're going to tell me there are 6 sunglasses and 7 intelligences. I know it, but you understand. This one, picture smart. You can be very creative regarding picture smart. If we're going to travel together, that would be someone saying, let's draw something new. Let's draw something awesome. We can we can travel the world. We can go anywhere. We can go in, I don't know, in North Korea. Why? Because I'm creative, because I have no constraint of money, no constraint of time, no constraint of whatever. The 6th one is a rhythm smart. Rhythm smart, you have experienced it on stage this morning. Some people can have impact, some others have not. The more often it's not because they are good or not good. The more often it's because they are able to rhythm things. The example I love is the example of TV shows. You don't care about the Cartel de Cali or Cartel de Medellin, but more of you, most of you know about Narcos. And I've seen this amazing TV show, or about Breaking Bad, or about, I don't know, Game of Thrones. Why is it so exciting? This is not the content. This is the way it has been reasoned. And each time you want to stop, you cannot, because it has been built so that you are addicted. It's a kind of drug. It's perfectly done. Why would not use this kind of techniques at school or to organize meetings? That could be the answer to catch the attention of everyone. The last one, I will try to do my best with this 45 minutes so that you never get annoyed. That's part of the promise, because I truly believe this is a question of rhythm. So I prepared all that stuff so that it can be a reason for you to feel it. The last point is the body smart. Who has ever hired someone because he's body smart? No one. The way you can express yourself and be congruent, it means your body tells what you want to say. That's major issue, major point. Nowadays, in selection process, you don't care. My opinion, and the company I created, 7, I'm not here to talk about the company, but the idea is to say, if we manage to rhythm any presentations or class or speech using these 7 intelligences way of thinking life, then we can catch the audience, send messages, people keep these messages in their head, and then you have managed your objective, that is transmission. Thank you. Sorry? Interruption. Oh, what are you doing? It's time for me to introduce myself. I want to tell you why I'm here, how I'm. Here I have made some small images, very, very small, but you will see all my speech is designed. Thank you very much. All my speech has been prepared using these small pictograms so that I can keep everything in mind. And you'll see it's kind of... can you imagine why I've put this image here? It's closely related to the why I'm here. Sorry? No, no. Actually, I work in the wedding industry. We'll talk about it later. But this is closely related to this kind of intelligence, that is the connecting people intelligence. I truly believe anytime you can connect people from different universes, anytime you create value. And my whole life, for the moment, has been dedicated to this, to create connections between people, between countries, between religions. I will talk about it later, but the idea is to create links between people who are not supposed to meet at the beginning. How do I do this? At the beginning, I worked at L'Oréal for 5 years as a financial guy. I didn't tell you that financial guys are more often using these kind of sunglasses. What if they were using other kind of sunglasses? It will create relations. It will make people understand figures. It will be very interesting, I think, for organizations. I started 5 years at L'Oréal. Then I created a company that is Seven, and Seven is a consulting company on education. And the idea is to help organizations, schools, companies to rhythm their seminars, class, and all that stuff, so that you can same thing that I said before. And the what level is all the things we are going to see together after that. It's the concrete examples of this, so that you can use them starting tomorrow. I have to tell you that the core of all that theory comes from Howard Gartner, that he created a theory. I know you know it. It is called the multiple intelligences theory. And the idea is you all wear different sunglasses. And the idea is don't focus on the sunglasses you are wearing. Focus on the sunglasses you are not wearing. And you will understand all these very strange people you're working with. They just are different because they see the world differently. Here is Simon Sinek. I don't know if you are familiar with this guy. No? I advise you to go on the internet now if you want, but Simon Sinek, I'll give you after that. He's very inspiring for me because he's the father of the why, how, what theories that is called the golden circle theory. The idea is people get why you do things, not what you do. People get why you do things and not what you do. Simon Sinek. I'll show you after that if you want. Or you know what? You will find the slideshow on the internet, and I will add it at the end. Here is what I'm going to talk about. This, and this. For the moment, you can't guess, I think. The first point is what does it refer to? Sleeping. The more often, after 15 to 20 minutes, people are sleeping or go to their phone or go on the internet or look through the window. Why? Are you different from these people? And why? Because we started 19 minutes ago, so you're supposed to... One more minute. Exactly. How can we explain this? Yes, but this is nothing new. People accuse the phones to say, oh, they are on their phone, they are not, they do not focus. Nothing new. Before that, it was the same thing. The idea is our brain only can focus for 15 minutes. For the best, it's 18 minutes, 19 minutes. That's why TED Talks have been designed in a very short time so that you can have impact for some time. That's why we create formats of courses or presentations using 20 to 30 minutes period during which you will use only one kind of intelligence. If you broadcast PowerPoint for 3 hours, this is your responsibility. And then everybody's going to sleep, not because they are not focusing and not because the topic is not interesting, but because 3 hours of text looking at PowerPoint is, I don't know if I can say dangerous, but from a learning perspective, yes, dangerous. Same thing, if you have 3 hours of video, it will be impossible to focus. If you have 3 hours of you can work together and discuss about it, that's a good one, that's the yellow one, but 3 hours is too long. Second point is the clapping one. It means you have to do something at the beginning to get the attention. In this class, that's why I add the ESA logo, because we met with Pierre at ESA. I was talking about this multiple intelligences issue, and at ESA, I use these sunglasses. And he told me, I want you at AUB using the exact same sunglasses. And I told him, I never do the same, I want to change because it's different. And he told me, no, you have to be there with your sunglasses. I'm sure the exercise at the beginning and this will keep in your, will stay in your mind. Why? Because it has been planned like this. All those who start their meeting saying, my name is, and saying their curriculum, do not get the attention. Why? Because this is classical, and the only message you send is, I had no time to prepare this, and we are going to get bored together. So you have to do whatever you want, but you have to catch the audience at the beginning. Some people have a quote, some others have jokes, some others have figures. Actually, you can use the one you want, but select one. You can be very personal. I could have started saying, I was very good at class, but I did not like school, and I want to change things because criticism, because, I don't know, in France, 40% of students are said to get bored every day. How do you want to have impact on a society where you've been built waiting for you don't know what? You can start with planning issues. That's what Pierre started with. You can start with, it's going to be amazing and incredible, no limit creativity examples. You can start with some logistical aspects. You can choose, but this is your responsibility to have in mind that the beginning of your speech will have consequences on the attention of the audience. The more often teachers say when it's a fail, this is public audience responsibility, and the more often people in the room say it was not planned, or it's too old, or it's too whatever the adjective you want to add, to justify. We believe this is not the audience responsibility or the speaker responsibility, but the rhythm responsibility. Who has been in charge of this? Fourth point was about the Narcos example and the fact that those who have understood this are the movie industry. When you start reading a book, after 10 pages, you decide whether you want to finish the book or whether you stop reading. That's the exact same thing at the beginning of a speech, at the beginning of a class, at the beginning of, we can also say 1 year running a program, a school program, or 1 year running a company. The last point is a crucial one. This is a donkey one. I don't know if it means something to you. I'm sure you cannot guess. This is a quote my wife very often uses. My wife is both Italian and Tunisian. And I found the exercise of the Italian speaker very good this morning. I think it explains why no one speaks Italian. But I found it really cool. And this sentence, this quote is, you cannot drink a donkey that is not thirsty. You cannot. And if you think you are thirsty because you're here, you're free to be here. I don't know if I hope so. So you want to know more about this subject. You want to discover Agile and all that stuff. How many students or employees in companies are there because they must be there? And then nothing can happen because they don't want it. That was first part of this speech, saying you must create a climate, an environment, so that people can learn. Nothing has happened for the moment. You have learned nothing except maybe the competition, cooperation stuff. But the climate is good, and we can start. My speech is going to talk about the performance you can have using this multiple intelligences theory on you, then on your partner or couple, and then on an organization. First point is what can be the positive aspects on you. First point is the way you learn. This is supposed to be an hand with a pen. You always have heard this sentence, you should take note. You should take note. And what do you do in these situations? You say, oh yeah, I should. You write down the date of the day, the name of the lecturer, then 5 sentences, and then nothing. And then, I don't know, you start drawing, or there is a soccer team with the names of the players, or a to-do list, or whatever. And if you look at, very carefully, if you look at your notes, since you're, I don't know, 10 years old, not for everyone, but for most of the people in the room, there is nothing. And how many times do you come back to your notes? 0. 0. And when you come back to your notes, it's the more often you don't find what you want to find. The idea there is to say that these multiple intelligences tells us we are different through the way we think. We are different through the way we learn. Some people in this room, they only have to see a picture, and the picture is in their head. Some people here, to learn, they have to hear something, then to share it to someone, and then if they are able to share it, it's done. They have it in their mind. Some people in this room have to write down what they've learned, and then to throw it in the bin. Meaning, if I can throw it in the bin, I have it in my mind. Some people have to hear it. Some people, they record the class. And I don't know why, someone said, you have to take notes. No, take note if it's your way of learning. How many people who is taking notes? Why are you, no, sorry. This is closely referring to group pressure and to social group pressure. That is, if he's taking notes, I'm not doing this, it's bad, and it will be. This is amazing.
I was kicked out once, like last year.
Yes.
Because I was not taking notes.
Of course.
I'm not here
of course.
like the show. You have to write.
Yes.
I don't want to write. That's too long.
The idea of taking notes is show me your listening. Show me your listening. That's totally different from learn anything. Show me your listening. I advise you to have a pencil and do like this. Yes, maybe it's a bit radical, but the idea of it says a lot on the teacher. Says a lot on the teacher. What's the objective? The final one. That's why, from a very practical point of view, all of what I'm saying is in the internet on my website, and the idea at the end of any class or conference or whatever is to say, you don't have to take note. Why? Because everything is on the internet, and you can go there. The second point refers to Saint-Cyr. I don't know if you know this school, Saint-Cyr, in France. It's a very famous one because it's in charge of training militaries in France. And one example I give you to explain this multiple intelligences theory is to say that to learn leadership, you can hear many stories. You can go on the internet and watch video. But the best way to learn leadership is to face situations when where you have to react and to define your own leadership. It means we bring students in Couette-Quidon, that is in the northwest of France, and there they're wearing officers' uniforms, and there the idea is we do not talk about leadership, we practice it. They have to fix issues, for example, to cross a river. Imagine all of us, we have to cross a river. Who is going to tell we do like this, and who is going to tell you do this, and who is going to say I have an idea, I have to share it. This is not theoretical, we have to experience it. It means you have to use the no sunglasses intelligence, that is the kinesthetic intelligence, to see who is going to move and to do something. We have also to use the interrelationship intelligence so that we can not talk about being a leader, but being a leader and experiencing the fact this is very difficult because you don't know how you will react facing a situation. The third example is this. It's supposed to be a calculator, and we have been creating training sessions for accountants. Have you already attended a training session for accountant? Accountant people, it's accounting. Have you already attended any accounting class? Can we say it's not fun? Why is it not fun? Yes, but why? Why have we created this connection between learning accounting skills and being boring and gray and yeah? I agree, but on peut fermer? Ah, d'accord? D'accord? C'est à quelle heure?
C'est maintenant.
C'est maintenant?
C'était à 30.
On peut fermer, je finis hyper vite alors. The idea there, we have 2 or 3 minutes, I just want to finish. The idea there is we are responsible for this. We could use all this intelligence to have impact and to explain to children or grown-ups that accounting is only a way of classifying things. And we use music to make a connection between all the categories and the categories of musicians and the categories of accounting data. Antari is something in Lebanon that helps disabled people. Disabled people are people who have no sunglasses, kinesthetic sunglasses. They are part of this way of seeing things because they will develop all the other sunglasses, not this one exactly. The last one I want to tell you here is I've been working in the wedding industry. I am quite in a hurry because they were late at the beginning, but I think we will wait because I want to finish. The first one is I've been building a company that enables people to get married when they have 2 different religions. And that's a major issue because all the people belonging to one say, go to my religion, this is the best. And this is very tough and difficult. And if you don't use all this way of thinking things, if you are only rational, for example, you will never find the way to combine these 2 families and having I don't know, it's a successful wedding, but not awful wedding. The second one is at L'Oréal, we created many trainings so that marketing people and financial ones can exchange and discuss and understand the way of working of the other so that they can, at the end, work together and not one against the other. You can do it if you spend time explaining the role of each one.
I used to work in India.
Yeah.
And finance and sales. Always.
I understand that, but you can make it easy if you take time to show the different work by spending one day with the department.
Switch for one day.
Yes, that's a very good one. Yes, and then people will tell you, I would never have imagined, will think that your job was this kind of job. And that's the exact same thing of the sunglasses. I see life differently than you, and this is not saying you're best or I best. The idea is to say we're different and part of a group. That's let's finish this point. The third one is to say that in a school, if you are two people, then you can manage a school. You have in front of you 30 students. You cannot handle alone 30 students. It's too difficult. You cannot handle the fact they are not the same. And if you are a pair of two teachers, then one can stand in front of everyone and the other can handle the one that are smarter or exactly. And that's why it's not a question of budget. You can double the number of people in the room, but you must be 2 persons. And why? Because it will be complementary, and we will avoid this awful issue. I don't like the teacher, so I will never learn anything. Same thing in business. When you have a boss that you cannot discuss with, it's awful. You must have 2 people. Each time you have 2 people, you will prefer one. And this small change in the mindset change a lot in relationships and in impact. The last one. Ça va? Non, c'est un peu décalé, mais c'est bien, on est bien. Ouais, j'ai vu. Many examples. I've read a book in the plane written by Idriss Aberkan. Idriss Aberkan tells us many people are working on this subject. After that, I'm running a program in France with students, and we can use new technology that is a Slack logo to work with students and to engage them. When you engage them, you have more results than where you're direct with them. Yes. The last one is you can have trainings and class at night. Why? Because it's changed the way you perceive things, and then you are more engaged, and then you want to attend this kind of programs. And to finish with, learn and lead, and I will be very, very, very short. There are as many kind of leaderships as there are many kinds of intelligences. Find yours, and you will have great success and, most important, pleasure. Thank you very much.